Oh my god, this is pure enjoyment for me at this point. Copy the Wandering Emperor's ability with Lithoform Engine. Now these are now 5/6s with both have First Strike and Lifelink. Teferi does its thing, man. Like always, on tap. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's attack first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's attack first here. Now Teferi is going to on tap the Lithoform Engine, a creature, a land, and then Kato does what? It draws us 2 cards. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. 2 cards. Oh, this combo is disgusting. And then, of course, we top deck a Professor Onyx. Oh, the gang is all here, ladies and gentlemen. The gang is all here. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a very interesting day because typically here on the channel we post videos where we're making really fun and wacky creative decks that I try to make a slight competitive edge to, but today's going to be a little bit different. We're jumping straight ahead of all of that and getting straight to the competitive part. We are getting a little bit sweatier and we're playing something that is arguably at the very top of the meta. We of course are talking about Esper Planeswalkers, but of course I had to put my own little spice on this, and we've got, I don't know, every Planeswalker in the deck. But before I jump in and break this thing down in full, as always, if you are new here and find any value in today's video, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. With that being said, let's talk about the list. So pretty straightforward, playing a bunch of Planeswalkers, hoping our opponent doesn't have any way to deal with them. Typically, not a lot of people are prepared for or dealing with Planeswalkers, especially on the scale in which we are going to be playing them today, because you know, they might have a few Vanishing Verses, they might have a few Fateful Absences, but they are not going to have enough of them to keep up with the onslaught we're about to put on them, because we have, like I said, pretty much every Planeswalker in the Esper colors. We have 3 Katos, we have 4 Wandering Emperors, 3 Sorens, 2 Teferis, 2 Lulths, and 1 Professor Onyx. Now, that might just seem like we took all the Planeswalkers and slapped them into the deck with no plan. That's not the case at all. They actually all serve some pretty particular purposes, but also this is going to be a Lithoform Engine deck. And if you didn't know, I'm probably going to make it the intro, so I'm sure you saw it already. The Lithoform Engine is a very cheap way to copy all of our Planeswalkers' abilities, and Teferi does a really good job of on-tapping the engine and allowing us to keep repeating that process over and over. So it causes for some really exciting and fun gameplays, especially at the end of some of these games. We have a very big 2-drop package of spells here, and they all serve some really good purposes as well. We got Sunset Revelry for those aggro decks, keeping us alive is pretty important. 2 negates just in case in the late game we're going against the control deck, we smash this down and could end the game in a heartbeat. We've also got 3 check for traps, which plays not only well against those aggro decks, but also the control decks as well, because we can go into our opponent's hand and steal whatever we want essentially and exile it. We've also got 3 Infernal Grasp for those, aggro decks. Aggro's the scariest kind of a matchup, right? Because they hit you hard, they hit you fast, and you need answers immediately. So we've got a lot of removal in this deck. We got Infernal Grasp. We got, 3 Vanishing Verses, because it is the best removal out there as far as, dealing with spot removal. And then we've got 2 Siphoning Insights. This is also going to help for some mana advantage. If we ever, are struggling to hit a land drop, we can go to our opponent's deck and steal their land. But also we can find some really cool tools and disrupt our opponent's draw steps. We've also got 3 Farewells, because this sweeper right here is phenomenal. It actually hits everything. And what's nice, it doesn't hit Planeswalkers. I'm sorry if you can hear my family screaming right now and yelling in the living room. My apologies. But anyways, the Farewell is the best possible sweeper for this deck because it does not actually affect your Planeswalkers. So you'll be able to sweep the board from all permanents and you'll have Planeswalkers left standing. Kato's a great draw engine, of course. We've got Wandering Emperor as our defensive spell, where we're going to be exiling things, creating 2/2 tokens, flashing them in, surprise blocking our opponents. Soren's another great way to draw cards, but ultimately it's a life gain tool when you create these 2/3 flyers. With lifelink, we can put 1/1 counters with the Wandering Emperor onto them, which is really nice. We've also got Lulth as some defensive maneuvers for like flying creatures, things like that. We've got these reach on these spiders. Also, it draws us cards. And Professor Onyx is just the most fantastic closer of them all when it comes to the Magecraft ability. These are some seriously nasty Planeswalkers we're talking about here, and they're all phenomenal. If one of them sticks to the battlefield for longer than a turn, you're in a lot of trouble. And imagine having to deal with them one after another after another. That's exactly what this deck does. The Lithoform engine makes it a little bit spicier, and we have a lot of fun here today. So enjoy the video, guys. Enjoy the gameplay footage. We'll meet back here at the end for some final thoughts on what we thought the deck, how we thought the deck performed. So we'll see you guys there. Peace. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Try hard mode is activated. We finally finished our Esper list, man. It's been a long, hard journey to figure out exactly how we were going to end up finishing this thing off, but turned out pretty good, and I am very, very happy with the results. We played a couple of games already with it and absolutely dominated. One game wish I would have gotten recording. We almost got every planeswalker we had in our entire deck on the field, so that was pretty wild. All right, opponent coming out of the gate pretty strong here with some enchantment shenanigans. I like my Infernal Grasp here, early and fast. It is going to be more than likely going to be Naya. Commune with the Spirits is going to find him in another enchantment here. What that enchantment is, we don't know yet. I do like that we got a second white source here for the Emperor. We also need a second black source though, so we can kind of pick or choose which planeswalker we want to prioritize. I think I want to prioritize the Wandering Emperor just because of its exiling effects. I do think it is the better planeswalker of the two, so. We also got a Farewell, which is going to be an absolute rune killer. Enchantments and runes, absolutely hate this card. This is the best sweeper for this particular matchup. Another Commune here. Okay, they are just looking for some stuff, looking for some lands. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today, man. We actually showcased this deck the other day on stream. We had a lot of people show up for the stream. It was a lot of fun. If you were there, thank you for being there and hanging out with me. All right, now's the time that we're going to drop this so they don't draw a card. Can't have them drawing cards here for free. You need to pay the toll if you want to cross the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Reflection of Kiki Jiki. You want to get freaky deaky? Let's go. Fair enough. We'll drop a 2/2 here. Would have loved to maybe minus and exile that, but beggars can't be choosers. Let's go ahead and get the Sorin down here. Get some lifelink action ready to go. Put some 1/1 counters on it. Seems like a no-brainer to me. I am willing to trade these if they want to trade, so because their creature generates value and treasure. So if we can get rid of it, great. If not, we'll take the 2 damage. Let's see if they discard any cards here. I think this might be a CGB deck. I'm not sure. I think I saw something about this earlier on the thumbnail. Either way, we're about to absolutely run through them. That's for sure. We've got such a good start. No chance they come back from this because we got Farewell if things go bad for us. And we've got 2 planeswalkers on board. So we're drawing cards. We're creating threats. We're doing it all. We're gaining life. Are they attacking in? That's the big question. Nope, no treasure. Okay. Part of me wants to Infernal Grasp now. That's not a bad card to hit. Let's see what's going on in their hand. I don't mind that at all. Aha, no card draw. I think the card draw is the problem there. And let's go ahead and another 1/1 counter. Life gain is always nice, especially when we're talking about dropping an Infernal Grasp on our opponent's face. We're going to be taking a bit of damage, so. Part of me wants to just kind of feel this out and see what they do with this Apparition. Because this Apparition can definitely grab either one of my Planeswalkers, which I don't like. But I am probably going to end up hitting the Farewell anyways. I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably need to drop this, but. All right, which one do they take? Probably the Wandering Emperor. Nice. I have another one. No harm, no foul. Now they're probably going to attack here because they've got to kill my Soren, right? They don't attack. That makes things a lot easier for me. I am gonna plus this actually because I'm gonna sweep the board here in a second.
Remember your training.
All right, we are looking really good. A second farewell just makes things that much easier. We also get a 4/4 body. Not a lot they can do about this now. We've got the card draw going. Some instant speed removal. I mean, come on. This is just candy now. We're taking candy from a baby at this point. Pretty good though. That's gonna get them some serious value. They get a rune. That rune draws them another card. That's a 3-card spin right there, man. That's pretty crazy. Runeforge Champion is pretty busted, especially when it's your top deck and everything's on the line. Not bad. I could exile it, obviously, which is nice, but they still get an extra card in hand. So value was made here. It's a land. Perfect. All right, we're looking good. They did give it haste. Wonder what they're going to do. They're not going to swing in. Obviously, we have a 4/4. All right. Let's keep drawing cards. I think just getting more cards is the way to go. And speaking of getting more cards, we draw the ultimate way to draw cards here. And there's the scoop. We were going to give first strike to our 2/2, so we were going to be able to swing in with both the 4/4 and a 3/3 very comfortably. GG's. All right, solid first game. Wish I could have got some more Planeswalkers down on that end game there. I wish they would have let us follow through a little more, but that's okay. We accomplished what we needed to, which is the W. We're on our way to Diamond. Easy peasy. Mana's looking good here. Kato's looking spicy. Check for traps. It's all good, baby. It's all good. We got Teferi. We might be able to get some lithoform engine nonsense going. That'd be pretty cool. All right, let's go for some blue here. Let's check them traps. What kind of traps you got here, son? All right, let's go for you because you have the ability to come back from the graveyard, which we can't have. All right. Weaver of Harmony. Kind of annoying, but it's okay with this hand. I see what they're trying to do though with this. They're gonna try to trigger that ability of multiple times. Is that? Oh, it's from an enchantment source, so that actually doesn't even work. I don't know what they're trying to do, to be honest. Not sure. Let's go, Kato. Let's go do your thing. I do like negate, but we can negate later. I'm not too afraid of these Ninjagos. They are gonna use them now though, because they do need to get that land drop. Catilda is what I'm really worried about. Got to get the Wandering Emperor down. In order to play the Emperor, we need one more white source, so got to find that with Kato, hopefully. Come on, Kato, don't let me down. Good enough, good enough, good enough, good enough. All right, let's end our turn here. We'll Vanishing versus the Catilda. I am worried though that the Catilda is going to go face and they're going to go Weaver of Harmony to the Kato because it kills the Kato for 2. So that could be bad. I might have to Vanishing versus the Weaver. We'll see. We'll see. I want to hit the Catilda, but we can get the Catilda later with the Emperor or the Farewell. So either way is fine by me. All right. Gonna save the negate. Gonna save it. Are they just gonna go face to try to get me dead? That could be definitely a potential. No, they do send the Weaver over to Kato. Taking 6 is it's tough to see that. I can't lie. I think I gotta kill the Catilda. I gotta let the Kato go. It's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. I could play the Emperor if I Teferi and get creative with the tapping. Next turn, that is. In the meantime, in between time, Let's hold a Vanishing Verse for said Weaver. The Weaver might tap here to get an extra land. We'll see. No, they do not. They don't even discard their land, which means these two cards are playables and they are both above 2 mana. So that is that's actually quite a bit of information I was just given there. Because they didn't throw away anything in the graveyard. They didn't want to ramp up with their land because they figured, oh wow, they have another one. Interesting. All right, so the ultimate goal here is to protect Teferi, because Teferi is going to minus next turn, hopefully finding us our white source, and then we can farewell the board. And we are good to go from there. All right, so it's all going to Teferi. Got it. You're sending the whole crew, huh? Smart play. Smart play. I could always tap the land too and play the farewell that way with the Teferi's ability. Borrow time. Are you kidding me? All right, well, we're at the mercy of our top deck, hopefully finding us a white source. That's about as unlucky as it gets, man. Hopefully we can get one here. There we go. That'll work. So we do survive, and we do get Teferi back because Farewell's going to eat up the borrow time. So I'm actually pretty happy. This is fine. I was a little worried there. I was like, man, if we don't get a good top deck here, Siphon Insight is just as good as a land, but I mean, a land is better, but it is what it is. I am going to play, sorry about my voice, I don't know why it's going out. I am going to play the Wandering Emperor, of course, because it doesn't get exiled to the Farewell. So we might as well just play it. And then I'm not going to minus on it because it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
That's coming along. I have got new moves to teach you.
Send it all to the graveyard. Send it all, baby. All right, let's go ahead and grab a Sorin. Looking pretty good, man. The squad's getting a little, we're starting to roll a little deeper now. We're starting to roll deep. All right, so we've got a Catilda coming down. Let's go with Sorin. I want to draw a card here, but I'm going to actually just create the 2/3 here, because I want to be able to block Catilda.
We've got the edge in this fight.
All right, so they're obviously just going to take this. I could untap the white source too and then prep another Wandering Emperor to minus on Catilda, but Catilda's not going to attack into my 3/4, which is the whole point. Negate feels pretty good in hand right now, especially at this point in the game. There's the scoop. We knew it was coming sooner than later because of all the planeswalkers we had on the field. That's the thing, is you can't really get to do your thing because once you start hitting like multiple planeswalkers, nobody wants to stick around for that. It always feels good to go try hard sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And this is definitely try hard. What do we have here? A couple check for traps and negate. In a control matchup, this would be the like dream hand. I don't like that it's only 2 lands and there's not a lot of card draw here, so I'm gonna actually send it away. This is better, believe it or not. Double white's gonna be hard to get. God, that's crazy to say we're throwing this away over a farewell, but I think we have a better likelihood to reach farewell before we can. Shoot, I don't know. Yeah, I think I could send the Emperor away. Gosh, that feels so bad though. Where's all of our white sources, man? Where are they at? All right, we're playing runes again. Wait, did we play runes yet? I think we did. Yeah, it was our first game. Nice, we get a white source. And negate may be relevant here. Negate might be relevant. Let's see. Definitely not. All right. Opponent's off to a blazing start here. We might actually get just ran over before we can do much. Kato can put a body out here to block with, but it's not really going to be that helpful to block with the 1/1. Soren's going to be a little more helpful. It's a life gain, but they both get ran over by these Tovolar, and they're drawing cards. This is going to be ugly. This is going to be ugly, man. We were not prepared for this matchup, that's for sure. Let's be very grateful we threw away that first hand, right? But throwing away the Wandering Emperor over the negate was the biggest mistake we made. Okay, that's more bodies generated. I'm gonna draw a card here. I should have probably just drawn a card and discarded, because we don't need the negate, right? Could have left the body back to block with here, but it's all good. We're getting closer, man. If we could just survive, if the Sunset Revelry can get us there to that farewell, I'll be so grateful. Yikes, no way. No way we survived this, right? I mean, it would be the greatest farewell in the history of farewells, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get there. We're too slow, and we went second. It was awkward. It was awkward the whole way through. We'll see though. I mean, we could block 5 of this, gaining 2 life. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total damage. We gain 2. Okay. That is land. Okay.
What do we have here?
Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to their 6 cards. We do draw a card off of this. If it's a white source, we can double down on them on the Sunset Revelries, which would be pretty amazing. But no, we instead get the negate off the top.
Let this be over.
Unbelievable.
You can deal with my servant.
All right. I mean, if we can survive this, I could draw another card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures to my 4. I should be able to survive this. Let's go ahead and play another Kato here and try to ensure that we draw that white source, man.
Hope you're ready for some mind games.
There it is. Okay.
I know some.
All right. Farewell is going to hit the board. Farewell is going to hit the board. That is exciting. And they're going to complete... Obviously, they have to ignore Kato because it's got phased out. But I'm just saying they are going to ignore it because of the fact that they can kill me. Oh, Sunset Revelry, man, came in pretty clutch there. Wish I could have double casted, but it's all good. All right, they're going off the top of their deck now. Brutal. (10-8) with trample. Oh, brother. The trample is real. Okay, well. And a fateful absence to just put a nail in the coffin, huh? That is good games, my friend. Good games. That stinks, man. We were actually 1 away from farewell, which would have definitely reset this game, but obviously they have things with haste, so there was no guarantee I was going to survive the next turn anyways. But man, we came close. We came close to almost pulling it back over to our side, but GG. That's the perfect example of just bad luck, you know what I'm saying? Bad luck. Going first would have helped a lot on that last game. Okay, this hand. What's with all the 2-land hands, man? That's kind of triggering. Another 2-land hand, why not? All right, we'll keep it, I guess. We have a little bit more a little bit more well-roundedness here with the negate, just in case we are playing some sort of control. That stinks though, man. Terrible start. I don't know what's up with the 2-land hands, but I am not a fan. Not a fan at all. See some green land here. It's probably going to be enchantments or some sort, I'm sure. Been seeing a lot of that. Yep. Alright, that thing can keep coming back, which is pretty annoying. Alright, we do hit a land drop. I was really worried we weren't going to hit a land drop there. And we still have to hit another land drop, so still pretty concerned. Still fairly concerned. Hopefully they try to attach a rune to this. Okay. Runeforge champion. I was going to say Infernal Grasp on the Kami as they try to attach the rune to it would be pretty sweet, just because it would then stop them from drawing a card. All right, draw. I knew we were gonna miss a land. We were too lucky to hit one land, much less two in a row. This does get tricky though, because Kami does just come right back to their hand over and over again, which is really frustrating. I wonder if we're going to be able to get to the farewell or not. That's going to be the thing, right? Is if we can get to the farewell, we'll be fine. Wow, I'm getting deja vu all over again. Alright, Kami, you are dead. For now. No card draw. We specifically need a black source off the top. Specifically. Rune of Speed, why not? These runes are free, by the way, which is pretty bonkers. Still missing lands. At least now we can play Teferi guaranteed, even though if we don't hit a black source, if we hit white or blue, we're still good. And it does open up the potential to ramp. Definitely gonna negate that. That's a hard negate right there for me. That's a hard pass. All right, down to 6. Nice. We do get the black source. That's huge. We get to play Sorin for some life gain. 2-3 flyers. It does shut down the naturalist from attacking in against us. I'm happy to make that. It's not a trade, but I'm happy to gain life if the Runeforge wants to just bounce damage off of each other. Another free rune to give trample +1, right? So now they can run me over no problem. They are giving me an opportunity though here to gain life, which is pretty sweet. Two more bodies to block with sounds pretty awesome. But so does this, and then just holding up the Infernal Grasp. That seems pretty awesome too.
It's just as delightful as speeding things up.
And I think I'm going to just draw a card here. All right, we guaranteed ourselves a farewell next turn, and if Teferi survives, it also can get us there. But either way, we got the land for it, and we should be looking good. I mean, I don't see how we don't pull this off. And this is what I was kind of hoping for, is for them to kind of spread the damage out, right? Who do we want to survive, Teferi or Sorin? Great question. Kind of want Teferi to survive. Teferi is gaining us life, which is pretty important, and it also is going to be very good card draw deep into the game. So we'll do it like that. Plus now they can't get free runes. They're gonna have to spend some mana if they want to play some enchantments.
Tragedy befalls us all.
All right, Kami is going to come back. Oh, they don't replay it though. That's pretty brutal. All right, I'm gonna draw a card here.
Future looks bright.
Sunset Revelry and Check for Traps, both good cards here. Boom, 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 boom. I am going to play Check for Traps, I think. And yeah, I don't want to farewell here, but I will. I think it's the better play. I don't want to because I was hoping they would commit their Kami, but I think it's a trap to sit here and wait for them to play the Kami. I think we just go for it, get rid of everything, say go. Now they're forced to play the Kami. They could activate their Layer of the Hydra and just kill Teferi that way too. But I think they're going to unload here. They're going to try to reset, which I can kind of anticipated for. Okay, well, they're not going to actually. They're going to just activate the Layer and kill Teferi. It's not a bad play. I mean, Teferi is gaining us a bunch of life, but that does leave their hand open for the Check for Traps. So that's pretty interesting that they're going to let me go ahead and get into their hand here and see what's up.
This is hardly my worst feat.
Interesting. Insight. Staggering Insight. I still think the Check for Traps is more important right now. Let's not get sidetracked here. It's all lands. Nice. All right, well, I mean, it's not a bad thing to see all lands, but it is kind of lame to not get something off of them. Of course they top deck a way to draw an extra card though and get the enchantment. Brutal, man. Brutal. The Insight would have been a much better play apparently. All right, so they're gonna go for Lolth, I'm sure. So we do lose Lolth, but we do get some card generation value off of the Siphoning Insight, so all is well there. They don't even attack. Okay, well, that seems like a pretty sizable mistake if you ask me.
My words are for
Okay.
ambitious minds.
Let's gain some life, draw some cards. And let's see what we hit here. Something good that I could play. I guess that's fine. I'm going to hold my Staggering Insight and act like I might have some more instant speed stuff here. It maybe throw off their game just a little bit, thinking maybe I might have something else. Because if I just play the Siphoning Insight, they might not respect anything and just go for it. But looks like they don't care either way. They're just going to send it. Doesn't matter. It's pretty rare people fall for any sort of shenanigans like that. Usually people are all about sending it. Layer Hydra just activate here and then hit me for what? That's 4. I can block with 1 spider though. We're taking about 7 damage to the face if they go face with everything. But they're not going to go face with everything. It looks like one Kami is going to get off to the side here on the Lolth, which is a respectable play to be honest. Let's see what we hit off the top of their deck. I'll take it. It is card draw. Hopefully it finds us a... Oh, I was just going to say a Wandering Emperor. That's pretty clutch. Can't lie. That is pretty clutch. Alright, Showdown of the Scalds it is. Hopefully hit some land here. We do hit a land. If I play Teferi and then I untap 1 land, that leaves me with just an Infernal Grasp. Alright, we're going to wait. Pretty sure we got him here though, man. It was looking pretty rough there, but I think we got him here. Let him play out some stuff here. We're going to Wandering Emperor minus killing one of these Kamis. Not quite enough to play that and the Infernal Grasp, which is kind of a bummer, but at least we could block the layer of the Hydra if it gets really, really big, which I'm sure it is. By the way, we can't forget that our opponent hit us with a Yurgo earlier, so this is extra satisfying. Extra satisfying.
Learned much during my travels. I am almost sad.
We like that. Vanishing Verse, don't mind if I do. Do we go for card draw here? Card draw. I do have to use this now or we lose it. Vanishing Verse hits the Hydra, so we just got to deal with the 1/1. Do we go for card draw or life gain? I think I have to go for life gain here. I will plus on nothing. And say go. We lose the negate. It is what it is. Another visitor. It's not very threatening when you're talking about the fact that they're playing off the top of their deck. If they do find like a Runeforged champion off the top, that would be brutal. But we did deal with 2 of them already, so it's pretty unlikely. All right, activate the layer of the Hydra. Get absolutely wrecked, kid. And then we've just got to take the 1 damage. They're probably going to put it on the Wandering Emperor if I'm being honest about it. This is a pretty useless card for us, to be honest. We could have played it with the Showdown and it would have been pretty beefy, but we never had a creature really to put the counters on. Ooh, another one. That's fine. Definitely gonna draw a card here. We really need to find something decent. Kato is some serious card draw, but I think the Soren's gonna be the better card draw engine here, just because it's gonna give us a creature at first to get some life gain going. The life gain is very important. And we'll pass the turn. We do have to remember too that you know, Haunted Hollows will start activating when enchantments hit the battlefield. All of these creatures are really good if they just top deck 1 enchantment. Something like that, you know what I'm saying? So we're definitely not out of the woods yet. We have to find a farewell. If we can find the farewell, we'll be golden, but we have to find it, and it's gonna be really tricky. Oh, these are all spirits. That's crazy. Already spitting out a 4/4 body. Well, they're committing to 1 visitor, which is pretty wild. I dropped this Emperor and we kind of ruined their day. So that's nice. Wonder where they're going to go with this attack, though. Are they going to go face? So they do go face, which means 3 of it's going to get... No, 2 of it's going to get through, and I'm going to gain 3 life. So this is net positive for me if I block it. So I'll do that. I still might throw down the Wandering Emperor on the end step here. Okay. That changes things. That does change things, unfortunately. And we top deck the nuts, baby. Later. Later, skater. Oh my goodness. We just drew the Lithoform engine. Yeah, that's going to be good games, my friend. That's going to be good games, my dude.
Nothing on innocent.
All right. Lithoform engine is finally online. I cannot wait to showcase this for you guys and show you exactly what this thing does. All right, we're going to go here first. All right, we are going to go with this. We will copy Soren's ability. Boom, boom. Teferi reawakens the lithoform engine for another trigger down the road. And we'll put some 1/1 counters on this. Why not just copy that ability? You know what I'm saying? Let's make these, you know, beefy 3/4s that are both lifelinks. Draw, discard. No, I shouldn't have done that. I did not know we were going to top deck another farewell. That could be bad. That was our last farewell. I should have just created the 1/1. That was silly. I don't know why I did that. Got a little excited showing you the abilities of the lithoform engine. Let's go ahead and copy this again. Just absolute life gain machine now. Look at this. We're going to gain 8 a turn minimum. And then Teferi's going to on-tap you, and you. Let's go for a reset here. We're going to draw 2 cards instead of 1. Oh my god, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Like, look at this. I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Sure, let's reveal. We're at 18 life now. Who cares?
Blood for knowledge.
Who cares? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is where we start to have fun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, this is pure enjoyment for me at this point. Copy the Wandering Emperor's ability with Lithoform Engine. Now these are now 5/6s with both have first strike and lifelink. Teferi does its thing, man. Like always, on tap. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's attack first. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's attack first here. Now Teferi is going to on tap the Lithoform Engine, a creature, a land, and then Kato does what? It draws us 2 cards. That's correct, ladies and gentlemen. 2 cards. Oh, this combo is disgusting. And then of course we top deck a Professor Onyx. Oh, the gang is all here, ladies and gentlemen. The gang is all here. Is everybody in class present? Let's take a look. Soren, are you here?
Here.
Nothing on Innistrad.
Kato, are you here?
Present.
Professor Onyx, are you here?
Here.
Dude, everyone's here. Everyone's here. All the kids are here, man. The classroom is full. The classroom is full. Oh my god, what a game. Game of the century right now. Let me see what's on top of your deck before you just decide you're gonna draw cards here. Let me decide for you on which cards you're gonna get. You ain't getting that. Can't lie, that's pretty good. That was a pretty good set of draws right there. But you can't stop the 10 in the air, it looks like. Actually, you might be able to get enough enchantments down to give everything flying, huh? Yikes. Well, rinse, repeat. GG's! And even if they had a way to deal with all of that, let's say they get a board state where they could block all of those flyers. We had Professor Onyx down, which was going to eventually kill them just with its passive ability to cast spells. We cast, 2 spells, copy them with Lithoform Engine. GG's. What a game. And that is going to conclude today's gameplay footage, guys. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video. Gotta say a huge, quick thank you and shout out to everyone who has made it this far. We will break down the deck here in a second, but I just want to say thank you, because if you made it this far into the video, YouTube loves to see that watch time. They love that algorithm stuff. They'll send my video out to more people, so you guys have no idea how much that actually supports the channel. So thank you for sticking around as long as you have. But with that being said, let's talk about the deck. So here's where we normally nitpick and pick apart the deck and things that I didn't like and maybe we could potentially change to the deck. But it is very rare that I play a deck so powerful and consistent. A deck that I could easily run to Diamond, no problem, as well as Mythic. This would be that deck. There is kind of a unique problem to this deck, though, in that the CMC cost on a lot of these things require double devotion to their colors. What I mean by that, excuse me, what I mean by that is the Wandering Emperor is 2 plus 2 white, right? And on the same 4-drop slot here, we've also got Soren, which is also 2 colorless and 2 swamps. that can cause an issue, right? So say we've got 3 unique land colors. We got white, black, and blue. We then have to make a decision on turn 4 which one of these we're going to play, and we got to make a color decision, right? That's in a perfect world. Now let's say we do have, you know, 2 blue and a white. You know, now we're looking for the white top deck so we can get out Wandering Emperor, and that leaves Sorin, you know, a dead card for a little while until we find out double black devotion. So it does get a little tricky and dicey with the lands. I think I did a pretty good job of the color assortment that we decided to go with here. We really prioritized, you know, the white black. So if you see, we have the full play set of the, you know, double-sided white black here, and then that is really the ones we wanted to see the most of, because we have double black devotion there, double black devotion there, double there, and we have double white here, double white here. As far as blue goes, we only splashed in blue, so 1 or 2 blues, we are good to go. So I think I did a pretty good job of that, but I did run into some problems along the way while building this deck as far as the mana goes. So just something to consider. Also, our choices in spells over here in a 2-drop slot, I love them so much, and I think they all serve a great purpose in this deck. They can get a little bit more creative. You can get a little bit more creative with this, and you can start making some choices and cutting things. And if I were to cut things, it would be obviously from this slot, and I would get, you know, other tools. So based on what we're seeing, like if we're running into a lot of aggro decks, you might want to cut out some things like negates, maybe check for traps, adding in more bit, you know, tools to deal with aggro decks, or vice versa. If you're running into control mirrors, you're going to want to run more negates, maybe throw on some disdainful stroke counter spells, saw it coming, and taking out, you know, maybe some infernal grasps. But ultimately, hold on one moment. Sorry, man, my throat is dicey right now. But ultimately, this deck is very plug and play, which is pretty awesome. You can cut some planeswalkers. You can even cut Teferi and the Lithoform engine all together and stick with the core Esper planeswalkers here like everybody else does and go for a real full control deck. You can throw some Shadow's Verdicts in here instead of Farewells, or maybe even both. You can get really creative with this deck. There's a lot of spells to choose from. You can kind of spin off of. I really like the Lithoform engine. I think once it hits, it really is a absolute killer that our opponent's not able to deal with, because it's hard enough dealing with 1 trigger with these planeswalkers at a time, much less 2 to 4. You know what I'm saying? When you can keep on tapping Lithoform engine. So it's pretty awesome, man. I really like where it's at. I'm not going to change my deck. So if you have any ideas though on how to make this deck better and playable for you, please leave your ideas in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. That is going to conclude today's video though, guys. My voice has about a few more seconds left before it completely goes out, so I'm gonna hop out of here, and this video will be out Friday, so I will see you guys back here on Monday for another deck breakdown. Before I completely hop out of here though, I did forget one thing here. Hold on. I was in such a rush to get out of here because my throat is tickling, but I do have to give huge, massive thanks and props to the Marty Mob. I can't believe I almost forgot to even bring this up. The Marty Mob, man. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. The Marty Mob is the collective group of people who are part of the membership program here on the channel. They help support the channel, you know, through their monthly memberships. And I got to say a huge shout out and thank you to them at the end of every video, because I do appreciate them so much. And if you guys want to become part of that Marty Mob, there is a join button next to the subscribe button. If you don't see that, it's in the link in the description below. But that's going to do it, guys. I'll see you back here on Monday. Till next time. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizzy, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.